Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It is officially the start of spring, so we are going to be going through all of the empties I've accumulated through winter. I don't have as many full-size products because I was gone for a large part of end of fall into the beginning of winter, so I've gone through a lot of mini sizes. So today we are going to go through everything, so let's jump right into this video. I'm just going to kind of reach in, grab a product, and we'll talk about it. So the first product I have in here is the Isntree Green Tea Fresh Toner. I wanted to try this because I'd heard some really nice things about it. It has polyphenols, which are antioxidants derived from green tea. It was nice. I wasn't obsessed. I've got other toners or essences I like better, so while this was nice, I don't know if I'll repurchase it because I get a lot of antioxidants in other aspects of my skin routine. So this is nice, but it's not mind-blowing. Ionic Centella Calming Gel Cream. I believe I picked this up on Avene, and because it was one of the best-selling products. I don't know, it says it's brightening and wrinkle care. I don't know. I wasn't amazed by this. I felt like it did not give my skin enough hydration. I'm someone with normal to oily skin, and normally I like lightweight gel moisturizers. This was a little too lightweight and it just didn't blow my mind. So another one nice, but wouldn't repurchase. This is the Vichy Home Anti-Irritation Shaving Foam. This is like really old. It took me forever to go through this because it had a very strong scent, and even though it's called anti-irritation, I found it could be a little irritating for my face, so I saved it for body, which took me forever to go through. So I don't even know if this product is still around. If it is still around, I wouldn't recommend it. I just wasn't amazed by it. We have my topical minoxidil treatment, which is Rogaine Foam 5%. Mid-January marked the point where I was using minoxidil topically nearly every day. There's a few days I would go in between and forget to apply it or just feel too tired at night to apply it. I felt like this really helped to kind of get my scalp in a good place to start my PRP treatments. So I'm getting ready to do my second PRP treatment, and I don't know if it's just from using my topical minoxidil, the combination between that and the PRP, but my hair has just, it's felt like it looked better to me, and I don't feel like I need to do as much to it to make myself feel confident with my hair. It's not perfect, but it's better than it was for me. It makes me feel more confident, so I will continue using this. It gets expensive. I buy a 3-pack. I normally go through about 6 cans a year, so that's around $200 a year for topical Rogaine, which in the grand scheme of things, it's not as bad as some things. So I will definitely continue to repurchase my topical minoxidil Rogaine 5% foam. The little sample size of my Tatcha, the liquid silk canvas. I love this. This lasted me for over a year because you only need 1 pump, and I do mix and match my primers. This was definitely my like standout primer for 2021. I have a full-size bottle that I'm working with now. I love it. If you are curious to try it, pick up the mini size. A little bit goes a long ways and it will last you a long time. So I love this. We'll continue to repurchase it. Random product I picked up, but this is the Gillette Venus Skin Smoothing Exfoliant. I always like to have a manual exfoliant for body because I do IPL treatments at home for hair removal, treatment of acne, hyperpigmentation. A day or 2 before I do that, I always like to use a manual exfoliant on my body. This was really, really nice. I really enjoyed it, and I'm using one now that is from a more high-end brand, and it's almost double or if not more the cost of this, and I like this better than that one. So we will talk about that soon because I'm going to do an overview of the entire brand. So this, when I finish up my other manual exfoliants, I will definitely go back to this one. Really, really good. Garnier Ombre Ultra Light Advanced SPF 30. This is a sunscreen I love, but it was a struggle to use. This is an all-chemical sunscreen consisting of homosalate, octocrylene, octosalate, and avobenzone, which that combination of filters, while I like it for my neck, my chest, my body, on my face, I can't use because it sets my eyes like ablaze. My eyes just burn and sting in water. So if you are not bothered by chemical filters, then you might like this one because it did really, really well under liquid foundation. For me, it just burned my eyes, so I will not be repurchasing this. Another sunscreen, this is the Omi Verdio UV Moisture Gel SPF 50 plus PA of 4 plus. I believe this is a Japanese brand. I picked this up from Avene. It is one of my favorite SPFs to use in the summer. For me, I find it gives a little bit more of a smoothing, slightly fully mattified finish. It's more of like a natural matte finish. I really love this. I love how it does under foundations. One of my friends tried this out as well, and she wasn't a big fan of it, but that just goes to show you, just because one person loves a product doesn't mean everyone will love it. If you have a similar preference to me, then you might really like this as well. I love this, especially when paired with the YSL All Hours foundation. For me, it's a match made in heaven. Love this. Another product I finished up yesterday, this is the Canmake Mermaid Skin UV Gel SPF 50+, PA of 4+. This is an all chemical Japanese sunscreen. So this uses a different grouping of filters that are not approved for usage here in North America. So it's like Tennis Orb, for instance. That is a filter that we have not approved yet for usage here in North America. But you can get this like on YesStyle, Avene. It's a really, really lovely sunscreen. It is one of the most beautiful sunscreens to wear under makeup. It's a very smoothing, moisturizing sunscreen. It gives a nice little radiance to the skin. If you're very oily, before you apply more of a luminous foundation, you might want to blot beforehand, but I love this. When I get through some of the other sunscreens I have, I will be repurchasing this because it's fabulous. Clearly, over the last season, I've had a love affair with moisturizers, and they are my Olay Regenerous moisturizers. I have the Regenerous Whip and Fragrance Free, and then 2 of the Olay Regenerous Collagen Peptide 24, also fragrance free. I love Olay Regenerous moisturizers. Compared to anything I've used high end, I like these better. I like the price point better. I have 2 of these because I was able to find them at Costco in a 2-pack. The Whip, it's okay. I like it under makeup, but I don't always find it layers the best with sunscreen. So this is nice. This is the second one of these I've been through because I tried it pre-YouTube, didn't love it, tried it again, and it's nice. I can appreciate it, but for me, it's just not the best. This, on the other hand, the Collagen Peptide 24, I think I mentioned this in a video, but for me, when I was applying this, the first thing that went off in my mind is this reminds me of the Creme de la Mer soft cream. And I've always liked the texture, but I didn't like the fragrance. I don't like the price point because it's expensive, and when you look at the ingredient deck, there's nothing stand out about it. So I've never felt justified to buy it and pay full price. This, on the other hand, was wonderful. I really loved it. I think I got both of these for $40 or $50 at Costco. Great deal. Love this. When I run out of some other moisturizers, I would definitely consider picking this up again. American Crew Defining Paste. This was not my favorite. I found after about 2 months of being open, it got really hard, rubbery, waxy, so I had to take my blow dryer, warm it up, get some out, and I did finish it. It's not one I would repurchase. American Crew is a range I've had an on and off kind of relationship with since I was in hair school, because something about the packaging and the marketing, that kind of old school Americana vibe, always really spoke to me. But I've never loved the products, but I keep trying them because I can get them at like Cosmoprof with my professional discount, and they're really, really affordable, but I don't like them. So I end up going back to something like Kerastase, which I pay retail for unless I get it like in a Sephora sale, which I don't know. For me, I like the range, so I wouldn't go back to that. Missha Time Revolution First Treatment Essence. This was really nice, although I found it hydrating. I was using this before I left for vacation. While I was on vacation, I left it in my skincare fridge, and then I really missed it. I got home, continued using it. I really enjoyed it, but where I have so many other hydrating treatments and essences in my back stock that I'm trying to get through, this one, when it got about down here, I was just like, I'm ready for this to be over so I can try something new. I can see myself repurchasing this because for me, it was just a really nice hydrating first treatment lotion, essence, or toner. It was really nice, really comforting on the skin. Would repurchase and would recommend it. I have the Selfless by Hyram Centella and Green Tea Daily Gel Cleanser. I've mentioned this in a video where I ranked all of my cleansers. This was just really underwhelming. It was nice for a very gentle cleanser, but for the way this performed, I felt like you could go to your local drugstore and pick up something like a CeraVe foaming facial cleanser or something like Cetaphil and get a similar result for half the price. So for me, not bad, not worth the repurchase. A constant repurchase. This is the Benzogel Benzyl Peroxide 5% wash. I am someone who does struggle with some facial breakouts when I do have to wear a mask frequently, and I struggle with breakouts more so on like the trunk part of the body. So this is an ongoing kind of product I always use. I am trying out some other benzoyl peroxide washes just to feel a little bit more diverse with what's out there, but I love this. I recommend it. It's a very light lotiony cleanser. Avoid facial hair or your hairline, because if you have darker hair, benzoyl peroxide can bleach it. I like this. I use it. I suggest it. It's also really good for using in your underarms to kill bacteria that can produce smell. Really love this. This is the Neutrogena Skin Balancing for Dry and Sensitive Skin. This is a milky cleanser with a 2% polyhydroxy acid, or PHA. PHAs are similar in the way they work to something like an alpha hydroxy acid, but it is a larger molecule. It is a newer chemical exfoliant that is completely man-made, and they are very large, which means it works very superficially and it's more gentle than some of the other exfoliating acids that we have on the market. I really enjoyed this one, and funny enough, my husband really loved it. So he's currently using this in his washer now and he loves it. For me, it was nice, but there's other cleansers I loved a little bit more. If you're someone who has very sensitive skin, you don't mind a little bit of a fragrance, I think you might really enjoy this. Lancome Energy de Vive, the Illuminating and Anti-Fatigue Cooling Eye Gel. This was really nice, but I found if I used it every single day, I could get really irritated around my eyes. So for me, this is something I couldn't use all the time. It took me forever to go through this, and I think now this range from Lancome has been discontinued, I think. Don't quote me, but it was nice. There's things that you can get at a better price point that I liked better than this. My little mangled bottle. This is something I love. I've raved about. I preach about it anytime I do a skincare video. This is from Avene. This is the Sickle Fate, and this is a protective cream. So this is something like a barrier balm. It has a thick, almost diaper rash consistency. I use this in the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast B5 Balm. I use them interchangeably and at night without fail. After my active and moisturizer has soaked into my skin feels dry to the touch, I will apply a layer of this and go to bed. I'll even apply a thick layer of this on my lips. This is just something that if my skin ever feels off or irritable, this or the La Roche-Posay is there to save the day. The texture isn't the most pleasant thing, but if you use a thin veil of it, you'll get used to it. I know that's not something everyone wants to hear. You have to get used to it, but if you're someone who has irritable, reactive skin, you might really enjoy something like this. I like to keep something like this on hand because if you get a cut or a burn, you can also put a little of this over the top to help restore the skin barrier and kind of speed up your recovery time. I have a makeup sponge. I should have more makeup sponges than just this one, but I think they might have got thrown away because I have a little alarm on my phone that goes off every 3 months to replace my beauty sponge. The other ones could have been thrown away, but this was a Sonia Kashuk one. This is one of my favorite blending sponges. I'll stock up on them when I'm in the US and I get them at Target because you can get like 2 of them for $10 US. Really nice sponges. I finished off not 1 but 2 eyebrow pencils. These are both from Dior. These are the Dior Brow Stylist pencils. I have 001 brown and which one is this? 002 dark brown. These were my go-to pencils for years. I like that it is a nice retractable formula. It's a really nice pencil. I have found recently, I feel like this pulls a little bit warmer than it used to, or maybe now that I'm starting to get some gray hair and my hair tone is cooling down overall from what it used to be. Anything with a touch of warmth feels too warm. So these are really nice, but I don't think I'm gonna repurchase because I don't use brow pencils a lot. And when I was back home over the holidays, I did get my eyebrows microbladed. So if I use anything, it's a tinted brow gel. So I love these, I recommend them, but I don't think I'll be repurchasing them. I have 8 mascaras. So let's go through and kind of talk about each one. So the first 2 I want to talk about together are the Clinique Naturally Glossy and Jet Brown and the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Push-Up Lashes. These were the 2 mascaras I brought with me on vacation. I always like to have 2 mascaras in rotation, one in a brown for more natural looks and then a black one when I want a little bit more intensity to kind of balance out a look that I was creating. Both of these, this was great at the start, but I felt like after about 2 weeks, this started to kind of smudge and transfer. This one, after about a month, ended up doing the same thing. And then I think about the end of the 2-month mark, right after I got back from vacation, under my eyes, this would just like kind of settle right here in the hollow. Not a cute look. This is an expensive mascara. It's Charlotte Tilbury, so I won't be repurchasing this. and I won't be repurchasing this one because while I like a natural mascara, this one doesn't do a lot for the look of the lashes. It just kind of tints them, but I found it transfers and smudges on me really badly. So I have two mascaras from L'Oreal. I have the Voluminous Lash Paradise in black brown, and I have the Bambi Eyes mascara in black brown. Both of these are nice. I prefer the brush on the Bambi Eyes mascara more than Lash Paradise. The Lash Paradise has more of your classic large kind of pipe cleaner-esque wand, and for me that just kind of creates a clumpy look. It's not my favorite type of wand on a mascara, so this is a nice one. A lot of people love it. It wears really beautifully. For me, I will not be repurchasing because it's not the look I like for my lashes. The Bambi Eyes mascara, on the other hand, it has a larger wand, but it's a rubber comb mascara, which I really enjoy because those rubbery combs, I feel like they're really nice for separating the lashes, giving definition and length at the same time. So this was a nice one, but for me, there's other mascaras I like more that I don't really feel like I need to repurchase this. Givenchy, this is, I believe, the Lash Disturbia or Volume Disturbia mascara. It was a sample. It was really nice. I love the packaging. It's got to be a very special mascara for me to want to repurchase it because there are so many great mascaras at an affordable price. While this is really nice, I don't feel like it's worth the high-end price tag. It didn't like blow me away. Laura Mercier Caviar Volume Mascara. It's gonna give you like a chunky, voluminous lash. If you're someone who has nice, thick, long, natural lashes, you might really like this. For me, if my lashes just had a little bit more oomph to them, I feel like this could have been a great mascara, but for me, where my lashes are short, straight, kind of point downwards if I don't curl them, it just kind of made my eyes look a little like heavy. If you're someone who doesn't have that type of lash, I feel like you might really like this. As far as holding a curl, not the best. It's kind of a weighty mascara, so meh. Majorca Lash Expander Liquid Extension EX Mascara. This is a Japanese formula, more of a kind of like traditional pipe cleaner brush. This does have like little fibers in it, so it helps to kind of lengthen the look of the lashes. For me, it was nice. I'm someone who doesn't really like a black mascara for an everyday basis because it just looks really kind of heavy on my eyes. So if I could find this in a brown, I would definitely try it out again. This is the Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extension. I have the shade Crystal, which is their kind of brown, black brown color. I love how this made my lashes look, but it's a very wet formula. It's very heavy, so I felt like even if I spent a lot of time curling my lashes, getting them really lifted, where the formula was wet and kind of heavy, I would lose the curl out of my lashes, and then when it was resting down here before it fully dried, I would get transfer. So this is great once it dried, but my lashes just couldn't hold the curl with this. While I love this, I'm not going to repurchase it because I've got other mascaras that hold a curl really well that a lot less expensive than this. All right, let's rapid fire through the minis. Dior Prestige Le Nectar Hydrating Serum, heavily fragranced, not my favorite, and it's super expensive. Will not repurchase this in a full size. Drunk Elephant F Balm Electrolyte Water Facial Mask. This is kind of marketed as like a hydrating overnight mask. I used it like a moisturizer. I really enjoyed it, but there are things at a more affordable price point that do a similar job where I feel like I don't need to repurchase this. Drunk Elephant Virgin Marula Luxury Facial Oil. I have been through so many of these. I've been through like 2 of the full size, but I'm at a point now where I don't really use facial oils, so I don't feel a need to repurchase this in a full size. Dior Prestige Le Mousse Micellar Cleanser. Really, really lovely. It's almost like a creamy foaming cleanser. It smells like Rose Turkish Delight. It's really lovely. I have a full size of this I'm working through now. I don't know if I'll repurchase it once the full size runs out because it's so expensive. It's like, I think this is around $110 for the full size here in Canada. So as much as I love this, I don't feel like it's something I would recommend going out and buying. If you can, pop by a Dior counter and see if they'll give you a sample, because the smell is just heavenly. I went through 3 little Tatcha samples. So we have the water cream, lightweight gel moisturizer. It's very similar in my opinion to something like the Neutrogena Hydra Boost. This has a scent. The Neutrogena Hydra Boost for extra dry skin does not have a fragrance, which I prefer. So would not repurchase the Tatcha. Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. I ended up using it on like the lower half of my face and my forehead. If this got around my eyes, this burned like crazy. It was just a little too much for my eye area, and I I didn't feel like for me it did great under makeup. So another one I would not repurchase. And then we have the newer Tatcha Indigo Overnight Repair Cream. I love this. This is something I'm kind of teetering with picking up during the Sephora sale, but I also have a ton of moisturizers I need to go through. So I really love this. This is something I would consider repurchasing because it's a beautiful texture and it's so nourishing. It's almost like it cocoons your skin. I really enjoyed the Tatcha Indigo Overnight Cream. Another one from Dior, this is the Capture Total Super Potent Rich Cream. It's very thick, it's very heavy. If you're someone with dry to very dry skin, I feel like you might enjoy this. It does have that kind of classic Dior floral fragrance, and for me, I just didn't love it, so I would not repurchase this. Summer Fridays Cloud Dew Oil-Free Gel Cream. Really nice, similar vein of a product like the Tatcha Water Cream. Very similar to my Neutrogena Hydro Boost that I love, so I would not purchase this in a full size. Similar product, we have the Belief. This is the True Cream Moisturizing Balm. Another water gel cream bait kind of product. Hydrating, just like the other ones. Very similar to my Neutrogena Hydro Boost. I would purchase Hydro Boost over this one. I have another one from Dior. This is the Dior Prestige Le Creme. Really nice, heavier, more rich, occlusive moisturizer. If you're someone who wants to kind of play with luxury skincare, maybe you're bored with La Mer or La Prairie, try out the Dior Prestige. It does have that classic rose scent, which is found in the Prestige range. For me, I don't like to spend that much on a moisturizer because it's really not necessary to get what you need out of a moisturizer. I like something that's affordable, because as we can see, I go through moisturizer like there's no tomorrow. I have the Augustinus Bader The Rich Cream. This is the third or fourth sample I've been through, and pre-YouTube, I did go through a full bottle of this because I had read in a magazine or something that it was like best thing to ever hit the market, and the texture is beautiful. It does so well under makeup, even though my skin is normal to oily. When I used it at night, it didn't feel too heavy, but I believe it's over $300 here in Canada for the full-size bottle, and it's just, that's too much for a moisturizer. I can't believe I spent that. I enjoyed it. I would not spend that much on it again. So if I can get a sample, I'll grab it. But for me, what I like in a skincare product, it does not warrant spending that much. I have the Drunk Elephant TLC from Boost Glycolic Night Serum. I've been through numerous of the full size. I have started using another exfoliating product, and I don't really use as many exfoliating products at night as I used to, just because I'm working with tretinoin more often. So this is nice. If you want to try a rather gentle exfoliating nighttime serum on nights you're not using a retinoid, you might like this one. I have a Giorgio Armani Crema Nera Neo Cream. This was like a hydrating toner. So fragrant, so very fragrant. I couldn't. I used it on the back of my hands. The Herbivore Cloud Jelly Vegan Collagen and Tremolo Mushroom Plumping Hydrating Serum. Really nice hydrating serum. It reminded me a lot of the CeraVe Hyaluronic Acid Serum. This was nice. I have another one I'm using now. I do enjoy it, but it's not a necessary step in my skincare routine. If I can get it as a sample, I'll get it. I'll continue using it. But for me, just these hydrating serums aren't worth it because I've got a moisturizer and essences for that. So where something like this is just an unnecessary step in my daily routine. Similar, we have the Peter Thomas Roth Water Drenched Hyaluronic Glow Serum. Just like the Herbivore Serum, it's very similar to like your basic hyaluronic acid or moisturizing serum. Not a necessary step in my routine, would not purchase. Disappointment of the year is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dew Drops. The smell of this was so potent. It smells like watermelon, and I've tried other Glow Recipe products like their overnight sleeping mask. I have their pink clay mask. This was just, it was so potent, and when I tried using it like over makeup, like a highlighter, like some people suggest doing, I found it made the product under it break up and ball up. Would not purchase this. The Fresh Kombucha Facial Treatment Essence. Really nice fermented essence, and I believe it is another one that is based in green tea, if I'm not mistaken. Really nice one. With something like this, I would go for the Isntree because they were very similar, but the Isntree is a better price point. So while this is nice, it's not a bad product. product if you want to try it out. For me, there's just something I can find at a lower price point that I like just as much. And then we have the SK2 Facial Treatment Essence. I had a period of like 4 years where this is the only essence I would use, and it's so expensive. And I had been reconsidering picking this up, but then I tried the Missha. For me, I feel like the way they feel on the skin, the way they function are so similar. I wouldn't call them a dupe because you can't really dupe a skincare product unless you're just slapping a different label on another product. So I feel like this and the Missha are similar. You can get a similar effect from them, but for me, I'm gonna go with the Missha because the Missha is a fraction of the cost of this. So that is all of the Empties and some of the products I accumulated through the winter season for 2021 beginning of 2022. If you found this enjoyable, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye y'all.